Well, here is a rundown on some of our national and international stories for this Thursday morning. Keep in mind that there are more stories out there than you can possibly get in 3 to 5 minutes, and therefore I'd like to refer you to my website, radiofreespeech.com, where you can subscribe and get a 30-minute version of the news. It's audio sent directly to your inbox, so you can upload it onto your iPod or whatever device and listen on your way to work. Russia vetoed the UN Security Council resolution on that alleged chemical attack in Syria. Not entirely surprising. China abstained from the vote, and apparently Trump made a comment along the lines of not being surprised at that, so some folks are suggesting that he had negotiated with China for them to abstain from the vote. Bolivia is the only one that voted with Russia, but once again, Russia has veto power, and so the UN Security Council strongly worded resolution against chemical weapons has fallen on deaf ears. Donald Trump, in that same remark, mentioned that relations between Russia and the United States may be at an all-time low right now, but they're working to overcome it. Remember that bus attack that we talked about, the Borussia Dortmund explosions? 3 different explosions went off. Apparently the explosive device had little pins inside them. They were designed to kill as many people as possible. Nobody was seriously injured, and they're saying that the reason for that is that the bus itself was reinforced. They also have an Islamist suspect in custody. He wrote a letter claiming responsibility in the name of Allah and all that other jazz. There's an interesting development in Yemen, as a Houthi court has now sentenced a Yemeni journalist to death. This is the kind of world we live in now, where people who expose truth actually face death for speaking things that other people don't like. North Korea is likely to respond to the United States with whatever kind of military strike that the United States may be planning. As you heard earlier this week, the U.S. sent a strike group into North Korea's backyard. Whether they're planning a nuclear attack or they're planning some kind of limited strike, whatever, it's very likely that North Korea will respond in kind and possibly even up the ante with nukes. And it looks like we've got a development with United Airlines. Oscar Munoz, a lot of pressure on him to resign. He's the CEO after the whole incident. Remember, the doctor got physically dragged off the plane because that they had overbooked, and they randomly selected a couple of people to get off, and he's like, no, I'm not getting off. You're going to have to drag me. And so they did. Law enforcement dragged him off so violently that he ended up getting bloodied, being banged against the headrests on his way out. A lot of pressure as that went through social media, of course, people reposting the video over and over and putting pressure on United for the boss, Oscar Munoz, to resign. He said he won't because he was hired to make United better, and that's what they're doing. Okay, then. Make sure you check out my commentary today, which has to do with another issue of being prepared. In this case, are you prepared for a possible pandemic, some kind of global viral outbreak? And check out what I'm doing at radiofreespeech.com. Thanks.